Hello and welcome to Savills Country Homes webinar. This is the second edition of our Country Homes webinar, and basically it aims to show you, the consumer in Hong Kong and in Asia, what we have in the UK. Savills have a huge network of offices all over the UK, but we specialise on country homes and higher end assets in and around the home county. So what we thought we'd do today is introduce Lindsay Cuthill and some of the senior members of his team so they can give you a guided tour and an in-depth analysis on some of the leading estates, private estates in the UK. So without further ado, I'll now pass over to Lindsay Cuthill and his team.
Hello again, I'm Lindsay Cuthill and I head up Savills Country Department. A big thank you to our colleagues in Hong Kong for inviting us to join with you in this virtual property seminar on the English country market. I'm going to introduce you in a moment to Trevor Kearney, one of the most outstanding agents in the UK market. He has a thoroughbred track record, nobody better in the marketplace.
Hello there, my name's Trevor Kearney, head of Savills London office, a super prime team dealing exclusively in residential property in Surrey, with a forensic knowledge of the North Surrey marketplace, with private estates like St George's Hill, Wentworth and the Crown Estate in Oxshott. I'm incredibly grateful to my friends and colleagues in Hong Kong for inviting me to speak with you all today. It is an immense pleasure to bring you some stats and figures from the UK housing market and tell you a little bit about my area of expertise, North Surrey. During 2021, the country house market significantly outperformed the prime market in London for the first time in almost 2 decades. I've been in real estate for almost 20 years, and never in my time in the country have I seen a market as strong in the country as we've seen in 2021. As you can see by the graph in front of you, the rural markets in the UK grew by 9.8% in 2021. The city markets, however, only grew by 8.5%. Again, reiterating that reason for buyers looking outside of prime central London and looking into the countryside. COVID and those lockdowns that we experienced in the UK during 2021 is one of the things that has helped that market to grow and seen significant demand increase. However, we are starting to see, again as the chart is showing us, that in 2022, those city markets are in recovery mode, and we are quite sure that 2022 will see significant growth in the country as well as in London. This is the longest period of growth in nearly 20 years that the country house market has enjoyed. In my time in agency, I have never seen such a sustained and long period of growth. This chart is showing us that since March 2020 until December 21, and I can tell you going into the first quarter of 2022, our house price growth and our house price movement in the UK country house market has continued with some gusto, making this the longest period of growth that we have seen and enjoyed for some time. The Midlands and the Cotswolds were our star performers, with buyers happy to extend their commute from what was 45 minutes to an hour to an hour and a half towards 2 hours. What the periods of lockdown and the change of working habits in the UK, and I'm sure around the world, has done is made people look at how they're living and where they're living a little bit differently. The hot spots remain the same: Midlands, Cotswolds, home counties, where I am in Surrey. Those areas continue to see a flight to quality and demand significantly outseeing supply. But the Cotswolds really was that star performer in the country house region, with 23.4% growth. Even at the bottom of the scale, going across to the east, 4.2%. In over a decade, we haven't seen price growth in the east at nearly those kinds of levels. That is showing that we have a strong, robust and growing country house market right now, and we continue to feel that that will be the same during 2022. One of the things that I wanted to bring you all today was a graph that shows you just why the area that I'm selling in is where you should be looking at spending your money, investing and even moving to. The Crown Estate in Oxshott is one of the most formidable and well recognised estates in the UK, with an average sale price of only £650 a foot. That is making what is a prestigious, reliable, steady marketplace incredibly good value. As I step forward into St George's Hill, arguably one of the best known private estates in the world, let alone the UK, certainly the most secure gated estate in the country, with an average selling price on St George's Hill in 2021 of about £850 a foot, with the very, very, very best in class just breaking £1,000 a foot. When I compare that super prime property, the best of the best, to prices that are being achieved by my colleagues in Knightsbridge or Mayfair, at prices readily achieving £2,000 a foot, in some cases for the best achieving £4,000, £5,000, £6,000 a foot, it shows you that St George's Hill, for the very best, just getting over £1,000 a foot, or Wentworth, home of the PGA in the UK, one of the most prestigious private estates, designed by W.G. Tarrant all those years ago, one of the most prestigious locations that there is, averaging £1,000 a foot, the very best getting £1,250 a foot. It is showing you, I hope, the value that there is to be found in the country house market. St George's Hill is 15 miles away from Mayfair. It is really just around the corner, despite the fact you are paying, at best, half the price, in many situations, a third of the price. Surrey is, as this chart is showing us, a place to be and to invest. Elmbridge as a whole, captivating Esher, Cobham, Oxshott, Weybridge, these great kind of towns around the outskirts of London, with lots of greenbelt and lots of activities. Elmbridge is averaging only £550 per square foot. That is a value-driven market, and it's no surprise to any of us that demand is where it is. So during this presentation, I've been telling you about North Surrey, our private estates of the Crown Estate, St George's Hill, Wentworth. But of course, we must look further afield to the rest of Surrey, all affluent, hyper-local, in high-demand villages and small towns on the outskirts of London. 15 miles away from Mayfair at the north of Surrey, 15 miles away from the coast and the sea in the south of Surrey. One of the reasons I'm seeing such high demand for homes in this region is because our schooling is exceptional, our facilities and amenities first class, with clubs like the Wentworth Club, St George's Hill, schools like Cranley, and international schools at ACS in Cobham and in Egham. Our recreational facilities like racing at Ascot or at Sandown Park, or golf and country clubs like Beaverbrook. Surrey continues to be that hotspot just outside of London. We're within touching distance of both international major airports, with Heathrow to the west and Gatwick to the east. We're well serviced and catered for by Farnborough, a private airport only 5 minutes away from the centre of Surrey. There is compelling and obvious reasons why Surrey remains a hot topic for those coming into the UK as investors and buyers, and those already here considering a move out of the city and prime central London. Of course, I couldn't present to you without showing you some of my favourite houses on the market right now. I'm not sure that they get much better than Cherry Hill, a modernist masterpiece with incredible history, great heritage, and in my mind, one of the very best finishes that I have ever seen in a residential property. Think super yacht finishes with the best design of today. Once the home of US Ambassador John Hay Whitney, Cherry Hill represents a unique restoration of one of Wentworth's finest houses. Sitting on 4.1 acres, this house is, in my mind, a trophy asset and one to be considered by all. Not every house that we're selling is £30 million or sitting on the world exclusive Wentworth estate. What I have here in front of you is Magna Carta Park, a brand new development of apartments and houses built by multi-award-winning developer Royalton. Magna Carta Park, in my mind, is the finest development of its kind anywhere in the UK right now, with prices starting at just £950,000 to have homes designed by preeminent architect Julian Bicknell, with interiors by Louise Bradley and construction, as I say, by Royalton. There is nothing that beats Magna Carta Park in my mind. With butler service to your door, swimming pools, tennis courts, 57 acres of woodland and greenery, yet within touching distance to London, there is a reason why these houses and apartments have been selling so quickly. If I was looking to buy or invest in the UK right now, I think I'd be hard pushed not to choose Magna Carta Park. Molesey House, a palace next door to a palace, with over 20,000 square feet of accommodation and within touching distance of Hampton Court Palace. Molesey House, to me, is one of the most special properties in the market right now. Hampton Court, as a vibrant bohemian village and town, is exceptional. The fact that it sits on the banks of the River Thames is a real added bonus. You can almost see the entrance to Hampton Court Palace from the entrance of Molesey House. At £8 million and 20,000 square feet, this, in my mind, is an exceptional buy, and I can see an international buyer looking to be in the hustle and bustle of countryside living, yet right next door to London. Molesey House is most certainly going to appeal. The jewel in the St George's Hill crown is Shandon, listed at £14.5 million, with one of the best views across St George's Hill's championship golf course, designed by Harry Colt, is one of the best views I have ever seen on this estate. St George's Hill, as I mentioned earlier to you, is one of the most secure, gated communities in the UK and is certainly regarded internationally as one of the very best places to live. What are the pros and cons of living in a house as opposed to an apartment? As our house price movement and growth has shown you, demand for houses has significantly outperformed that of apartments. Why do I think that is? It's because of outside space. Not only does a house give you more internal living space, but demand has been from buyers wishing for outdoor space. And I think that is the big pro.
So there you have it. We do have this very robust market, but it's a market in which, with the right approach and the right advice, which we feel very comfortable and confident of being able to work with you, you will be able to find the property that works for you best. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Trevor. Thanks, Lindsay. That was fantastic. As you guys know, we're here in Hong Kong. We've got a team of 14 sales brokers that can answer your questions, that can guide you in the right direction. And obviously we can pass those leads over and share those with our UK colleagues. So if you have any questions at all for myself, for Lindsay, or for Trevor, you know where to find us.